welcome to Work the Left Side. I am joined this week by Shotty, one of the co-owners of SovPro. Dude, thank you for talking to me. How's it going?
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, it's going really good, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, dude. And well, what a year it's going to be for Sov, dude. Obviously, you know, we started talking when I was running the polls on, you know, on Twitter for the awards, or X, or whatever you want to call it now. Dude, SovPro, I mean, I'm just going to jump straight in. Obviously, you guys had your sort of debut show, what, October 22? So we're talking 15 months down the line.
Yeah.
And mate, you guys are freaking just like hit the ground, you know, hit the ground rolling. Obviously, before talking to you, kudos on your YouTube channel as well. You know, is everything and anything that I would want to see as a fan, you know, on there.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude, the matches that are on there. I've been trying to share some as well, just to get people, you know, if people aren't aware of it.
I've seen that today. I appreciate the share, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, dude. At the end of the day, mate, you got, you know, it's my way of saying thank you because you gave us the models and RJ Singh as a team.
Yeah.
Against the collective, no less. So, yeah, I don't really even know where to start, man. It's just there's that much stuff. So obviously, talk SovPro. You know, I say you've the location is boss. You know, Manchester Academy. Anybody who's obviously been to a show or watched it on YouTube, mate, that venue looks awesome. The layout of it,
beautiful, man.
It looks big. Awesome size ring as well. You know, it's one of the first things that when I first sort of saw it, I was like, that's a good ring.
Well, with the Academy, because our normal home is the Trinity Centre, we've branched out since. With the success of the first show, we branched out to the Academy, the main room, and then we've run a couple of shows in the smaller room at the Academy. But when we went to that main room in the Academy, it was like, we have to do the 20-foot ring. We had the, you know, Impact title on the line, Impact World title on the line. And that's in our second show ever. So, you know, production looked amazing. I remember at one point we was just stood up on the balcony like, yo, this is it. We've done it. This looks like big time wrestling, this. And
pinch me.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And something to like draw attention to and really underline is a lot of the game is of the entertainment business is smoke and mirrors, and perception is reality, but not always. And we literally just do this off our own back, and we all just man hour it and work on it through the absolute love and passion. There's no Tony Khan, there's no record label money. There's no, I've seen like some of the rumors and stuff. So there's no like pot of money that we have to be able to bring the level that we do. It's just everyone works as like super hard to get it at the way it was. And like, you know, at the Academy, Impact title on the line, plus we had Endakara versus Leon Slater on that show, which was like one of the best matches I've seen live. Yeah, just like I remember being in gorilla position, looking out, watching this Leon Slater and Endakara match going on, and just being like, "Yo, this is all I've ever wanted to do in my life. Just run a wrestling company and put banger matches on." So it's been going so fast and crazy, but what a ride, man! Loving it,
dude. Like I say, man, 15 months in. Again, I think a massive part of it is you guys know how to play the game in the sense of promoting stuff. You're like on your social medias are on point kind of thing. You're very interactive obviously on Twitter, like we sort of said. You know, that's how we got talking.
Yeah.
You just kind of like, yes, right, draw this home, draw that home. Look at this key, this is boss. You know, eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. You all need to fucking check this out, kind of thing.
Yeah, we've wanted to create a family and a culture, not so much like family-based entertainment. We're a bit more naughty than that, like we are as family as we can try and be. But but as far as that family goes, like we call it the Sovereign Nation, like this real cult following where it's, you know, it's everyone, it takes everyone to make it happen what we're doing. It's not about the owners of the company, any one person. It's more about the people and creating this family. And that's what we've done. In the first year we've been together, we've seen so much stuff, like people making new friends, like, you know, lifelong friends at SovPro shows, and you know, just to see this group of people growing, and we're all about the same thing. We all love this weird thing that we've created and stuff like that. Like, you know, I love it. I just that's what it's always been about SovPro. I've said to anyone with a pair of ears that will listen to me, so if you hear me speak for 5 minutes, within the first 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you, Paul Heyman is my absolute idol. Always has been. Always, my whole life. I remember, real big wrestling fan forever as far as the wrestlers go. When I became like 13, 14, big tape trader and all that my whole life. So 13, 14, stumbled upon ECW. That was it then. Paul Heyman and the crack in the business. Yeah, but it's just been the thing that I've always wanted to do. Just recreate ECW not like recreate it as far as the brand goes or the USP goes, but just that feeling of a big cult family at a wrestling show.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, you don't want to be ECW Mark II. You want to be SovPro, but you want to be able to channel the strengths, the compliments, you know, the awesomeness of it. Like you said, that kind of, I don't know if you've ever seen, I don't know, again, you know, often talking like ECW, I'm going to presume you've seen Beyond the Mat.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a bit in that when they're focusing on Terry Funk, and obviously it kind of focuses on Barely Legal, and you've got like Paul Heyman giving the, you know, the talk backstage.
This is the dance speech that in Beyond the Mat changed my life, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it changed my life. Like, honest to God, like them times. Oh man, ECW is everything to me. It broke my heart when ECW ended. Like when the original real version of ECW was done, my heart was broke, man, and it really affected my fandom in wrestling for a while, because that was my number one company. But I was seeing that on Beyond the Mat when Paul had them all backstage. Everyone in my friend group wanted to be a wrestler or a rapper or whatever it was. When I seen that, I just wanted to be Paul Heyman. I just wanted to have a roster of people. And I remember speaking to the academy. At the academy, I needed to speak to the people that work with us, the wrestlers, the staff, and all that. And I was just like, this is so mad. Life comes at you so fast. I'm backstage giving a speech to some of the most talented wrestlers in the world, and you know, I had the ECW hat, but with the SovPro logo. I had that, and so yeah, I was like, yeah, man, you speaking into reality, and it happens.
Mate, if I don't see you coming out in a long leather trench coat type thing with the hood at some point, you know, just rocking the hat.
When I had the hat on, everyone was saying, does it come with the ponytail? But they're available on SovPro.com/shop, but it doesn't come with the ponytail, unfortunately.
Dude, I think there's a gap in the market there, man. Seriously, you could go for the Heyman hat. But yeah, man, I'm the same as you, dude. You know, everybody I sort of knew when I was growing up was watching, obviously, WWF at the time, WCW. Mate, I was like trading tapes. I was getting Barely Legal, November to Remember, December to Dismember, Living Dangerously. I was an ECW guy, you know, through and through. That was always my favorite promotion. RVD, Sabu, you know, New Jack. New Jack was the freaking.
It was the Lynn and Van Damme series for me that really got me. Like, that got me signing up for wrestling school and everything. That made me go, no, I want to do what they did. I had this little crappy PC, and I'd sit up, right, just not understanding pro wrestling. I just understood it was a work, and I didn't understand it. And I would sit up and I would write a whole match in spots, and then try and go to training. This is in like 2000, probably 99, 2000. I go to training in Stoke, and when my one friend Howie, who was like super into RVD and Lynn and that, we'd sit there reading these things that I'd printed off these spots and try and get them. It was awful looking back, but the Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome stuff was just unbelievable. And the Eliminators, John Cronus, Perry Saturn, changed me fandom, like, as far as wrestling, from the big colourful characters and, you know, the big larger than life guys, like you say, on Nitro and Raw, and then this punk rock version just was perfect for my age at the time. So, yeah,
It was just dirty, wasn't it? It was just down and dirty. And like I said, I've obviously then gone back and watched like Brian Pillman when he cuts that promo, you know, in '95, the Smart Mark promo, Mick Foley stuff. It's just, I was lucky enough to speak to Kid Cash last year, and dude, I was just like, I was sitting there trying not to mark the fuck out.
Yeah,
you know, it's like Kid Cash, man.
Was it like Anarchy Rules 2000 or something, when they had this weird setup of matches where the people would come out with an entrance, they'd have the match, and then someone would just tack on at the end of the match, and it'd be a new match. And in one of them types of things, Kid Cash come out, and remember he did this insane plancha over the top. He was wicked, man. I expected more from Kid Cash, definitely. But the Dudleys back then, man, I remember like Bubba on the mic, between like, Taz swearing, like Taz being this like and a shorter guy and just having this presence, and just everything was so new and fresh. And that's the mentality I've had when we do Sov. Like, how do we be new and fresh? We can't be new and fresh by being ECW or trying to emulate ECW. It's not about that. It's about that counterculture. And first year in, I don't think we found our foot yet where we want to be like that. But I think we've had a great first year, and I've been a fan of the indie scene for so long, the American, Canadian, European, Japanese, UK, so long. I'm not being biased when I say I've not really seen a company be this hot and this fast, so fast, where people go, oh shit, SovPro haven't been around for 5 years. They've been around for 12 months. It's crazy.
That's it, man. Like, so that's what I was saying, you know, before, and you know, it's been 15 months now, give or take. And it feels like you guys have been around, like I said, for years. You know, you just kind of got that, you know, the talent you've got on there. You've managed, like I said, I mentioned it earlier, you know, the models and RJ against the collective, man. You've got that awesomeness of, like, I mean, as an OG sort of British wrestling fan, I see the models, I see RJ, man, I popped like fucking mental. Anytime those guys are in the ring, it's huge for me. And then, but you've got the new breed as well. You know, you've got the collective coming through.
Yeah.
And you've got that balance. You've got it across the card as well. I mean, your whole roster is very, very well balanced. I mean, is that something that you've deliberately gone out and you've headhunted certain people, or have you just kind of set testers out?
I think it's years of EWR and TEW. Them emulator games back in the day where you get punished if you didn't have a balanced roster. I just there's no trick to my booking or writing method or anything like that, other than I emulate dope shit from the past in our way. That's the way I connected to wrestling, and the people on the team connected to wrestling at a certain time when stories was told a certain way and rosters was balanced out a certain way. And we're always trying to emulate that and just recreate that environment and that vibe. So when you have like collective, they come in, you know, and they're going against the Joey Hayes, RJ Singh, Danny O, the models. You got these guys are, as far as the models and Singh go, archetypes. These guys are architects as well. They built this place and they had a hand in training or influencing all the best guys around at the minute. These epitomize British wrestling. If you know your stuff, you know these guys. They're not washed or old by any means, and I can relate to them in the same way with me in the music game and in the rap game. I've been around for years, and I still believe my time's to come, as I do believe the model's time is still to come, RJ's time is still to come. But they are them guys that have been around for a long time. People do respect them and stuff like that. And then you've got the new guys of Bullet, Duggan, Collective, Kelly Six, Leighton Buzzard, who's about to come back from Japan and make a little speech on February the 18th. Looking forward to what he's going to say. But like, you got these two different eras fighting, coming together to, like, you know, it feels a bit like a crossroads in British wrestling at the minute, with the more senior guys, the more tenured guys, as opposed to this huge big crop of talent we've got now. Like there's talent coming from all over the country. Like these schools are churning them out, and there's just so much going on, and everyone's fighting for a spot on the card. So it's British wrestling's just in a great place, man.
Oh, dude, so, yeah, I kind of touched. I mean, but I did, when we did the awards, I could have done a top 50 for every category. It's that freaking diverse. It's that deep.
Yeah.
That's got to be good, man, for you guys for promoting, because obviously, I mean, like I say, you've been a fan of the scene for long enough. You must remember, like 10 years ago or so, when I've said it before, man, when you had like probably a core 10, 15 people that seemed to be in every single freaking show at the country.
Yeah.
Whereas a promotion now, it kind of feels more like the old school US days with the territories, where you've got your core group in like Manchester, in Lancashire, in Yorkshire. We've got our guys in Scotland, down south, Wales, and every now and again you'll get people crossing over, and it's like it's an attraction.
That's it. And each card, each roster is layered in the sense of, if we all lost our top guys tomorrow, it's fine. The people who are just under that, holding that up, they're in position to take the top part, like, and just continue that way. And we all get to help these amazing wrestlers get to WWE, TNA, AEW. We become, feeder companies like that, or we get to be like Rev Pro and Progress, who just powerhouses in the indie scene and stuff like that. Like Rev Pro are just killing it, absolutely amazing. So it's awesome, man. It's awesome for the talent. With so much good talent in the scene coming from all over the place, it makes people have to step up the game every tiny little bit, which makes the big guys look at them. They're getting contracts. Harley's got a contract. Leon's got a contract. And then they step on. People take their position. It's just a real good like economy at the minute. Just a real good place to be in British wrestling, especially after with the name's been dragged through the mud a little bit. A few bad, apples or whatever made, and rightly so, like with a lot of the stuff that's going on. But it's just nice to see the guys and girls, just starting to get some love and attention for the right things and that now, and just the scene flourishing. And every company, man, everyone's just happy for each other and happy to help and contribute to each other, and that's what it's all about, innit?
Yeah, that's it, exactly. I think that's why it's so much better now, as it was, like, as I say, 10 years ago you had the core collective, but obviously every promotion was kind of fighting over them, whereas now every promotion feels unique. It's not threatened. You've got your fans, they've got their fans, they've got their fans. You can be supportive of each other, or maybe help each other out a little bit. You don't have to worry about losing your talent, because you've got your own pool.
This is how influence matters as well, and like this is what's happening at the top of the business, like with more collaboration with like the Forbidden Door, and now you're seeing this stuff with Stardom and WWE, and people are more open to collaboration, and it trickles down the smaller promotions. Like, oh, do you know what? Maybe it's not so bad to collaborate and help each other. And you're seeing all this cool stuff with GCW and TNT and all that. But back in the day, WCW, WWF was at loggerheads, so there was just no conceptualizing. As rival companies, let's help each other and work with each other and stuff like that. And some people are going to have that mentality of dog eat dog and whatever like that. But man, it's all boils down to, it's all in good fun, and it's wrestling at the end of the day.
And it's what's good for business.
That's it, man. It's what's good for business, to quote Paul.
There you go. You see, I thought I'd throw that in there for you. So there you go. But yeah, dude. Obviously, like you say, yeah, man, SovPro. It feels like a generic question, but it's kind of one that I've got to ask. I'm sure people want to know. As you sort of said, you've been around 15 months. You and the other guys. What made you just decide, right? Let's do it. We're going to start the ball rolling. We're going to fucking form Sovereign. We're going to create a Sovereign nation. Let's just put on some banging shows. How did it actually, finalize?
It's just years and years of being armchair bookers, and like I say, like CEW, EWR, them old Adam Ryland games, of wrestling booking and promoting and stuff like that, and just the love of the game and getting older and just saying like, yo, the window's probably gone for us to get in the ring now. So as we're approaching 40 and stuff, but still, we'd love to contribute to the wrestling business, which I think we have done already in the first year. You know, we've done a lot of good stuff with a lot of good people. Put money in pockets. You know, we've put bums on seats and, you know, contributed to the scene. That's something that we're really proud of. We've come in and we've added something. So that was just what we wanted to do. Like, just add something. Like, big shout outs to Future Shock and that as well, because they fly the flag from Manchester. They've been putting on shows in Manchester. But there's, you know, there's space for everyone, and we've got our little core audience that we get to put our shows in front of, and that's all we ever wanted to do. Really, we wanted to just be able for the wrestling to afford itself, for us to put on good shows, and for the guys and girls and everyone on the card to just get paid and work on the craft. And that's all we ever wanted from it, really.
Well, I shouted it out last week on the awards episode. I know we talked about it. You know, you guys, you know, again, to go back to the polls, promotion of the year, you guys got the fucking death hand of being paired up with North. But, yeah, you know, I said it to you, man, if it had been a league table based on the number of votes across all the polls, you guys finished second behind North. That's not to be smirched BWR. BWR are awesome. Obviously, you know, they got to the final, 2 groups. You know, it's a funny old game. But, yeah, league table style, you guys came second to North after being in business for 15 months.
Yeah, and, you know, that was they'll say that was their best year, and that was just an amazing year for them. As a fan of North, that was just amazing to watch. Stuff at the Walker Dome and just who they booked and what they managed to do with the time that they had and stuff like that, just amazing to see. So to even be anywhere near that, and like to think, right, if they wasn't on the board, we might have won. It's just a massive honor. Like, they're just, I speak to Bowers, I speak to the guys and stuff like that. And even before we had SovPro, you know, I was a fan of North. And yeah, not to take nothing away from any other company in there. Everyone did amazing. Even to just be recognised and get a shout and get put in something like that, it's super nice. And like a big thank you to the fans, to the SovPro fans as well, just for showing up and clicking the button. I know it's hard. Like, it's hard to click a button. I know. But like they did, and then they've shown it. And that's what it is, man. I think, like, you know, as the years go on, as you know, we hit the 5-year mark, the 10-year mark, that's just gonna grow, because we love the people that consume the product, man. We love the people that come to the show, and we know most of these people by first name basis, and we're hugging most of the people in there. When we see people, it's not like a buy a ticket to the show. It is what it is. We love the fact that we're just building these relationships with all these awesome people who we just have the same thing. We just love pro wrestling, and we love what these guys do. So it's just awesome.
That's it, man. That's the awesomeness of wrestling. Obviously, like I said, I'm a Nottingham boy, but I'm living in Leeds, so I kind of have to class myself as being Yorkshire. You know, I mean, you're on about, like, obviously Future Shock, you know, being in Manchester, you guys being in Manchester. The Yorkshire scene is strong at the minute. You know, we've got like True Grit, Tidal, Rise, Planet, and Blackheart, and so many others. But as you said, there's so much space for everyone. But it's just that wealth of talent, and yeah, dude, it just amazes me. Like I said, Leon Slater getting signed, Harley Hudson's been signed.
Yeah,
both of those. You know, they're like early 20. Like, Leon's 19, I think Harley's like 21 or something. If at a push, that's crazy, dude. That's the state of British wrestling at the minute.
I honest to God, when we first worked with Leon and people were saying, "Oh, he's 18," I was like, "Shut up! He's not 18. He's not 18. He is dude's like 6'4" and just not from this planet at all in any way. But the most humble guy you'll ever meet in your life. The most humble. He's going to the moon, and he deserves absolutely everything. Same with Harley. Like, there's not a bad attitude I've met in the business, man. I anticipated that as someone that watches shoot interviews and this, and I anticipated, you know, having some people hard to deal with or whatever. Everyone's just amazing, man. Everyone's pulling for the same stuff, and especially Leon and Harley, like, they work so hard. They work so it was no surprise when anyone was like, "Oh, Leon's been signed." We was counting that down anyway. We was like, right, well, you know, Commonwealth champion and stuff like that. Like, I guess that belt's going to America for a bit or whatever. And yeah, Harley, man, she just missed out on the Women's World Championship. But yeah, super proud of them. And there's so many more guys and girls in the UK that are going to get these shouts. You know, TNA are looking competitive. WWE are always competitive. AEW are always competitive. You know, Mariah just got signed. We had Mariah in there with the Dreamhouse Death match with Harley, which we were super proud of that. That's on our YouTube. Doing amazing numbers on our YouTube. So if you want to check that out, go and check that.
I shared it earlier. So if you follow us on Twitter, scroll down my page, it's on them.
Yeah. So yeah, man, just to be a year in, and then look at content and footage we've got. I'm like, oh, okay, that person's on TNA now. This person's on AEW now. This person's on Impact now. Like, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's like, I feel like we have, not like, oh, they made it because of us or anything like that, but we have got the eye. Like, it's gratifying to know that, oh, we are picking and working with, you know, the right people and that. And like, there's a lot of people at SovPro that I believe in so much to go on and take it to the next level and stuff like that. Like, so many people. That's why it was awesome when you in the votes, in the awards and stuff, like, you know, the breakout stars and stuff like that. Like, Skinner got that. Like, I was so proud of Skinner getting breakout star, more than like even us like getting as close as we did. Like, because, you know, not to break Faber or anything, that guy is one of the hardest workers you'll meet in any industry, anything. I've worked in the music business for 20 years. I've been in the entertainment game, been to the top of the mountain, and you're hard pressed to find a harder worker than Ian Skinner. So, you know, and I think he did his best work with us this year. He did amazing stuff with us. He's got the Sovereign Nation right there. They love him to bits, even though they're supposed to hate him.
Love to hate him.
Yeah, that's it. It's just amazing to see him get recognition as well, and feel like we might be a little bit, you know, have a little hand in that. Is awesome.
Of course, man. Anytime any promotion gives somebody a platform to show off what they can do,
yeah,
any acknowledgements they get, any rewards they get, you know, the promotion has played a hand in that. You know, that's
feel like seeing your kid ride the bike or something like that. Like, yes, go on. Like, and like I say, it's not like cause of us. It's inevitable for the people in the British wrestling scene, for them to succeed is inevitable, because this is one of the best scenes in the world. Always has been, always will be, and the bar just keeps being raised when you know, such talented wrestlers are opening schools and teaching the next generation, and we're getting all these amazing. The bar's just going to raise, and we're always going to be a successful nation as far as wrestling goes. But it's just nice to be on the roller coaster with them and just see them doing what they're doing, man. It's just awesome.
Dude, definitely, I fully agree. And obviously, looking forward to seeing what I think Harley's got to address the Sovereign Nation next month as well.
Yeah, well, in what could very well be a very last appearance in the UK, if you think about it. Like, who knows what happens when that blue touch paper's it, when she gets to TNA. You know, who knows? She could be the women's world champion in no time, and we don't see her again. But we know we can definitely see her on February 18th.
There you go, exactly. But no, like you sort of said though about the British scene, it was. I just had something really witty to say, and I just totally forgot what it was now. Because I was. Yeah, no, so right. We'll go back to it at some point. If I stop talking at some point, it's clicked and it's back.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, let's say Harley Hudson addressing the fans. She's mentioned, you know, you got Dude coming back from Japan. But you got guys like Sam Gradwell on the card.
Yeah.
Massive fan of Sam's. You know, he's in my top 5 at the minute. I just think it's amazing. So yeah, obviously Sam's got a match lined up. How you? Because obviously he's coming back to the UK after being to NXT. You know, WWE NXT. So he's coming back.
Yeah.
And man, he's leveled up in my opinion since he went away. And now you guys get to showcase that as well.
He's always, to me, and first of all, he's like one of my closest friends in the business. That's like someone I've known before we had SovPro. I've done his theme music. really good friend of mine, just and always has deserved the world in the business just because of his work rate and his attitude and how fucking good he is. Just how good he is. Like just after lockdown, I trained a little bit with him, and you know, I've trained with a lot of people and whatnot, but when I got in there with Sam, it was like it's world class. And then when we set up SovPro, it was an absolute, not even a pipe dream, because I didn't even want to be able to book Sam because he was in the place where he should have been.
Yeah.
He had the contract and he should have. They dropped the ball. He'll probably get mad at me for saying that. They dropped the ball. He should be on the moon right now, and he will be. He's just got to go around the houses to get there, and he's stopping off at SovPro and everywhere else. In the meantime, we're privileged to have him while we've got him. But that guy is an absolute mega star, and rightly should. People say he should be the sovereign pro wrestling world champion. He had Connor's back to rights. Brady Phillips shown up. Brady Phillips hitting with the brass knuckles again. Which is why we've got this match on February the 18th with Brady and Sam. It's got to have title implications. Just because of the way it happened, and just because of Brady Phillips as well. What a talent in Brady Phillips! Like, you know, like again, another guy that I don't think anybody's got long with. We don't have long with the likes of Brady Phillips and Sam Gradwell and all that, because, like I say, these big competitive companies are putting contracts out, and the very top of the top are going to go. Good friend of mine, Trent Seven, he's now over there, and that's what I'm expecting, man. Between New Japan, WWE, TNA, a lot of these people will be gone soon, and then the new crop comes up. So while we can, let's see these guys do what they do.
That's the thing, though, like we were saying before about the models and Joe Hayes and the collective. I mean, Sam Gradwell and Brady Phillips, man. Brady Phillips is a guy who's kind of exploded these last couple of years. Yeah. Again, obviously, you know, I sort of mentioned where I'm based. True Grit is my promotion. You know, we sponsor True Grit. I love True Grit. Brady Phillips is in the title hunt, you know, for the True Grit title, and he's just impressed me so much over these last 12 months. You know, with what I've seen him do there, what I've seen him do elsewhere, and again, popped huge when I saw Sam versus Brady. I was like, this is going to be, you know, just a next level. You know, either of these guys are going to be challenging for the title. You know, within obviously not to, you know, fantasy booking as a fan. In my head, I'm like, both of these guys, man, they've got to be going for the title at some point in the next 6 months.
That's where we see them. Like, they've had one match prior in SovPro there, the match at the Academy, Brady and Sam, and it, like, you could hear everything. It was brutal. Big meaty men slapping meat. It was snug, to say the least. And it just more fuel's been added to the fire since. So I spoke to Sam. Sam's said to me, like, you know, this guy took my opportunity. When, you know, he gets past that, he should have his title shot, and that's something I have been considering. There's other people that deserve a title shot, but I can't get past the fact that Sam had that match won with Connors, and Brady got involved. But then I said to Sam, same way, I can't make that stipulation for one and not the other. So if Brady wins, I would have to put Brady in a world title match, which I'm happy to do. At the end of the day, if I had to walk down a dark alley against two other guys and I had Brady Phillips there, I'm pretty sure we're going to win. So I'm happy to put him in that match also. So it's just thinking about stuff like that. I'm so lucky, as most promoters, as all promoters in the UK are lucky, because you've just got so much amazing talent to work with.
I say it's just ridiculous. Like I sort of said, and I think the Sam Brady thing is a perfect example of, like you were sort of saying, man, you know, you've got these established guys who haven't even hit the peak, but, you know, I mean, they've been to the top of the mountain, they've come back down, they're going around the houses again before they even get to the peak. Yeah. And then you've got guys like, you know, Brady, who is still young, but he looks like a professional wrestler. That's one thing I love about Brady, man. You look at him and he just looks the business.
Yeah, he's so he's just so dedicated, man, in every aspect of the game, every aspect of pro wrestling. He's relentless. He's he's a force, man. And in 2024, 2025, Brady Phillips is one of them. SovPro, everywhere else, he's someone that's just going to be really on the map and at the front of everyone's flyers, I think.
Definitely. I mean, you've seen it now. He's he's at the front of a lot more posters now than he was 12 months ago. In 12 months' time, he'll be on the front of posters with belts. So that's how it goes. That's the journey. So I was going to mention Ian Skinner being on the shelf, for half a year and still winning the Breakout Star. So that was my little witty comment I had earlier. I just remembered it.
There you go. Yeah, he's just a lot of the best ever for me, a lot of the best ever in wrestling. It's not what they do, it's what they don't do. It's the stuff they do off, out of the ring, or the little. Like Skinner just has a different mentality, man. He just has a different mentality about getting himself over with the people, but also at the same time just making sure like the company and everything about the company is like super important. It comes across super important, super prestigious, because he cares, man. And it's not a knock on anyone else, but I just implore the wrestlers to, like, even if everybody just did 20% of what Ian Skinner does, like, oh my God, there's just so much more to work with. And it's not like we're saying, oh, well, if you don't do this, we don't want to work with. Everybody operates different. People apply their craft differently. One part of Skinner's craft is promotion and promos, speaking, and recording himself and stuff like that. But it just gives the promotion so much to work with, and I've seen it firsthand. It really endears them to the people, but the people, whether they love or hate, they get to know them, they get to understand who they are and what they're about so much faster. And just like Skinner's he's one of the first names that anyone mentions to me when they talk about SovPro, which I love. That's what, like, I want people to be synonymous with the company. When you think about a company, you think about certain people, and I definitely do. So once he starts getting his win streak in order, he's always on the phone to me demanding champion matches. But once he starts getting his win streak in order, then I see him being able to challenge for titles, because the people do want to see that.
Well, Ian Skinner, work the left side, Breakout Star of the Year, Ian Skinner. Your next future may be Commonwealth champion.
Very, very well could be, and why not the World Championship? Like, why not? Like, he's got it all there, as a lot of people do, man. And as we're very beginning of January in the new year, it's going to be interesting to see where we are at the end of the year, where everyone, takes it, where everyone who picks up the ball and runs with it, man, because he is most certainly running with the ball right now.
Definitely. Obviously, you talked about people making connections with the fans. Ryan Paul Davies, man, RPD.
Yeah.
Dude, there's very few people, I think, in this country that have got that natural chemistry, and the fans just kind of elevate towards them. And you guys, man, you guys are capturing that and using RPD, to the fullest. Yeah,
he's again another really good friend of mine outside the business and stuff like that. Him and his dad and his gym, legendary. In Blackpool and in the north and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people in the wrestling business don't really get what an elite boxer this man is as well. Like, this guy was tipped to go all the way, and stuff happens, but things work out for the way they're meant to work out, and now he's doing what he was meant to do. He's fulfilling his destiny, and he's a pro wrestler, and he's one of the best damn pro wrestlers in the country. But he's also coming up against probably the best pro wrestler in the country, Rory Coyle, in this whole dilemma. Like, Rory Coyle is, you can't you can't put a label on what he is and what he means to the scene. Without a doubt, for one, the sickest bastard ever. Two, is just the most creative, genius mind as far as the business goes. He's unbelievable, and he's another one that, again, just all the way to the top. And he sees something in Ryan a lot of people don't see, and he's picked Ryan for whatever he's picked Ryan for. I ain't got a clue, but I'm enjoying seeing what's going on with Alton, with AC Drake, Snuff, and that whole movement. Probably shouldn't be enjoying it as much as I am owning the company, but I am enjoying it. I don't worry about Ryan's safety. So I'm enjoying seeing where this is going. In the last show, he almost took HT Drake's head off with an actual axe, with a real axe. And my head was in my hands. I was on the floor, and he was like, he missed. I was like, oh my God. Days. What have we done? Yeah. So as much as I'm enjoying it, we are keeping an eye on it, and security has been ramped up.
Yes, that's it. You want to be infamous. You don't want to be flipping that infamous.
That's
you know, there's been gritty, there's been edgy, and then it's just been like, you know, the wrestling promotion version of Sabu. You don't want to be genocidal, suicidal, homicidal.
You know, but like Ryan is like, me, Sam, Ryan, and a lot of other people in the business, like, we all come from the school of Johnny Brannigan. We're all like Johnny Brannigan of Grand Pro Wrestling, GPW. A lot of people know GPW. He's the man to me. When I was training with Johnny. At first, I originally used to train wrestling years 2000, 2001, 2002 in Stoke-on-Trent at Great British Hardcore, GBH, with Chris Curtis, 5-Star Flash. So some of the old school heads listening or whatever will know who these people are. But then I went on, and it was GPW and Johnny JB, same as Sam, same as Lana Austin, the Austins, same as Dirk Feelgood, and RPD. And Johnny's an amazing promoter in the sense of he's a promoter. He's really a promoter. He'll fill a gaff out. He'll get asses on seats. He doesn't think about it like a wrestling purist or like a gatekeeper or anything like that. He thinks about getting asses on seats. So when he's seen RPD, this boxer who's infamous in Blackpool and stuff, it was him that convinced RPD, yo, come get involved in this. Come do this. That chapter of your life is over. This is a new chapter of your life, Johnny. And it's Johnny that convinced Gradwell to wrestle. And even me, when I started training, he's seen this battle rapper with this following and whatnot, and he was like, right, yo, here's what we're going to do. I want you to come and work over here and do this and wrestle. And original sites was to do something on the wrestling side, but then just shadowing him and watching how he writes and how this mathematical equation of getting all these people in a room to watch this show, that just fascinated me more. So like, yeah, man, like, there's a loyalty and a love from me to like the likes of Sam, Sam Gradwell, RPD, Lana Austin, and people who are like children of Johnny Brannigan. It's just like we're all like kids of the god. So yeah, there's just like an existing, I wouldn't say bias, but there's definitely
just
yeah, that's it.
Genuine love and appreciation.
That's it with a few of the people, and I know them. So like I say, I'm not worried about what's going on with Sam and Brady. I'm not worried about Brady stalking Sam. I'm worried for Brady. I'm not worried about Snuff doing this to Ryan. I'm worried for them. I'm worried about anyone that has to hear Lana Austin. We'll say that another time.
No, I do.
Me and Austin have the same birthday. How mad's that? Fun fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's my claim to fame. Anyone says, "Are you Shotty?" I go, "Yeah, got the same birthday as Lana Austin."
There you go.
So,
former Progress Women's Champion, boss.
Yeah.
But no, nothing but love for GPW and Johnny on this show as well. again, I had the pleasure of speaking to him several months ago. Staying in contact. You know, I need to get to a GPW show at some point. The dude's always trying to invite me over.
You've got to. What a night you'll have at the Monaco. Yeah, you'll just have a great day. He just does it right, man. He's a brilliant promoter with a brilliant roster.
That's it, man. I mean, obviously, you know, do you still get to go out and enjoy other promotions? Do you find yourself going out to shows? Are you still able to enjoy it as a fan, or do you find you're sitting there now with your promoter head on and being like, ooh?
A bit of both. I think I've always had the promoter head. Like I've always meant to be a promoter, so I've always had that head. So it's part of my fandom. It's part of me enjoying it. But like as soon as I got into the game, so many promoters welcomed me with open arms and invited me to their shows. And just makes it a lot easier. Like now makes it a lot easier on the wallet, like knowing all these promoters. So you know, you get the invite, you get to go and chill and watch and have a chat with everyone and stuff like that. So you know, Jay Apter, what a sweetheart from TNT, what a guy. Open arms straight away. Gary Ward, absolute legend from Wrestle Carnival, IWN. A lot of these guys just welcome me with open arms, invited me to their shows, give me a lot of advice, tell me where I'm going wrong, tell me where I'm going right. Like first couple of shows, for instance, we had the timing issues so bad. Like we started with this sports hall, empty sports hall, that first reign. We've never promoted wrestling in our life. We've never been in the business, never done nothing. We've got all these wrestlers. We've got this sports hall, and there's nothing in there. It's literally an empty sports hall. And we've got 2 hours to turn it into what you see for first reign and get everyone in that time. So that's why we had the infamous 2 nights. They call it a 2-nighter because we went over quite a lot. We was like into the next day. We went over, and bless them, people stayed and they enjoyed the show. But we overran our time. Next show, we was a lot better, still overran a bit. Third show, Gary Ward came in and, you know, helped show us how to delegate time properly and do this and do that and whatnot. And yeah, man, like iron sharpens iron, so I'll always appreciate that, because then since then we've ran a lot smoother. And we're not like types of guys that have got egos and we're away from the music business, we're from the movie business, we know what we're doing. None of that. We're fresh, we're new in the wrestling business. And so for guys like Jay Apter, Gary Ward, you know, the Progress guys, the guys over at Progress, McAteer, all of them guys, you know, Mad Dog, just amazing. He's been absolutely amazing with us. So I get to go to all the wrestling for free now, which is amazing.
Yes, that's awesome. But that's it, man. That's the thing in being, you know, open to just listening and being a sponge. These guys are telling you stuff. Like you say, man, soak it in, use it to your advantage, and then plain sailing going forward. But yeah. I think the time thing, obviously, within like a certain bracket, that's just infamous for British wrestling, dude. I don't think I've ever been to a show where the doors have actually opened when they're meant to have opened. And I've been to hundreds of shows. I can't even think of one when the doors have opened on time. That is genuine.
We beat ourselves up about that so much. We were just like, oh man, that's it. We're done. And then a few people said to us, bro, no one ever opens up on time. We was like, what? So like, nah, that's just not a thing. It's like, oh, thank God. Thank God. But you learn, man.
It's just a British thing, man. We just love to queue. So you know what? Any excuse just to queue for an extra 10 minutes.
That's so true. That is so true. But, you know, we pride ourselves on getting better each time. And I think, like, you know, the fans that have come to every show, they'll tell you that, like, just the experience. We are a wrestling company, but we want it to be an experience. We want to add things each time which make it just a bit more different. Like Les Battersby, man, putting Les Battersby on the show, like, just, you know, something a bit more fun and out there and wild. And we always look at the last show and look where we can improve. We tear it to bits. Besides the work that the guys do in the ring, we tear everything to bits. As soon as we're done, we're like, right, this was wrong, that was wrong, this was bad, that was bad. Here's how we improve on it. We go and see the feedback from the people and then just apply it to the next show, man. And
that's dude. That's what I mean. That's, you don't want to have your head buried in the sand. You don't want to be closed to criticism. As long as it's constructive, as long as people do it in a positive way, you know, nobody stops learning. You could be in the business for 20 years and you're still learning new stuff. You know, the amount of people I speak to, you know, I speak to like Ross, RJ, you know, he's still learning certain things, you know, Sticks, guys like that. They'll admit they're still learning new things every day. Once you stop learning, you've lost that passion. That's the thing.
That's it. And I think because the way we've come in, it can seem like, you know, we're steamrolled in, we've done this, we've done that, we've got all these things right. And people could probably imagine us like not listening or not really taking the word of the people that are here already, and that like, but no, we're students of the game. We're super happy and humble to be here and be part of this amazing tradition that's just been going on for years in this world, and we've been accepted in there, and we're just here to learn, man, and we're just here to be a part of it, man. So there could be some, you know, misconceptions about this rogue group of rappers and all that have come in, and they're just doing what they want to do, and they probably don't take note of everything else and everyone else, and it's just not the case, man. We're just like, we're here to work and just get involved with everyone and have fun and get some bums on seats, man. That's what it's all about, man.
Not to besmirch, you know, the ICP, but you're not running a wrestling festival off in a field somewhere, you know. Just
that's it.
You know, you've got a location, you've got a venue, you've got your core audience. You know, you're doing it on a regular basis. So, yeah, it's not ICP. Again, not to besmirch ICP. You know, they did what they do. They're also big fans of the business. But yeah, you guys are more consistent, shall we say.
That's it, man. And we've like, I don't know how they've done their stuff and all that, but it's good that you brought it up, because there is similarities, like, you know, with them coming from the music game and whatnot, and then investing in wrestling the way they did and creating this new thing. There's so many similarities with SovPro, but we made, as much as there's like the 6 owners of SovPro that like we all conspire and figure stuff out together and do everything together, but we'll always funnel it through our wrestlers. We'll always speak to our locker room leaders, and some of them we leave them till the day, and we let certain people just do what they're doing. But like, you know, a very important Skinner again, but 2 very important people at SovPros, Yeston Reese and Ian Skinner, because they're like our, you know, producers, kind of like, just they're the wrestlers that we bounce stuff off. Kelly Six has been awesome with that kind of stuff. Rory as well. And we make sure, as much as we want to put wrestling out a certain way, as the fan creating the product we want to see, we want to do a certain thing, but we're not naive enough to think what we like or what we think might be good will work. And so we let these guys tell us, right, you want to do this. We can't really get from A to B like that. Here's how we'll get to A to B, and here's how we'll do this and do that. And just to let the wrestlers have, you know, the final touch and whatnot. I think it works well, man. And yeah, that's it. That's it. We just get to say, oh, we want these people to, because I'm trying not to, you know, break the finger too much. It was like, well, these are who we want to fight. We want these people to get in there and fight, and oh well, maybe they should have this kind of fight or whatnot. And more seasoned guys help us come to them conclusions, and in turn teach us a lot on the way, man. Teach us a lot about wrestling, man, because it's amazing. Like, it should be a sport in itself. Like, wrestling is amazing for one, but wrestling promotion and the mathematical game of wrestling management and promotion, it's just amazing in itself. Like, I feel like that should be have its own little show.
Yeah. Or like celebrity freaking wrestling promoters and all sorts of things. Put a load of promoters in a house and try and book a show or something.
I'd love that.
Yeah. You've just mentioned obviously Mr. Reese. Hopefully, I'm going to get the pleasure of speaking to him soon. But you know, he's got the Gauntlet of the Gods.
Yeah. So him and his management team. James Roach, who is a pain in the ass, and again, just one of the best managers that I've seen in years. He's someone that I've known from outside of wrestling. He had no, experience or anything in wrestling other than the fact that he just loves it. And the opportunity to come up to manage Yeston Reese. So we put him in that position. He's just ran with the ball. He's just like one of the best parts of the show, James Roach. And then, Mike Wimberton, Wimble, so James Roach is Yeston Reese's manager, but Mike Wimble is James's manager. So all of the work that Yeston is outsourcing to Roach gets outsourced to poor Mike. He's been tombstoned, he's been chokeslammed, he's been beat up. He's just, and the people are starting to get a real affection for Mike, and they love him. They see that he's being mistreated and misused by James Roach. And Yeston Reese. And it's just like, for me, it's just got that old Lex Luger, Bobby Heenan feel. You got this real serious contender like Yeston Reese could go for the world championship. This is a big physical specimen that's got years and years of experience. And then he's just got this comedic genius managing him and causing more trouble for him. Where if he was solo, he would get the job done himself, but he has to hang about with this guy for whatever. And yeah, man, they're a throwback. And there's a lot that between the three of them, between Yeston Reese, James Roach, and Mike Wimberton, like they're gonna concoct some stuff which is gonna put him in some good positions and stuff like that. It's just a great act. And Yeston Reese is just an amazing talent anyway. Just baseline, just as a wrestler, Yeston Reese is phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely, man. He's one of the guys that just, again, looks as much as he's bigging up, Brady Phillips. You got guys that look like professional wrestlers, and you got guys that just look fucking huge.
Yeah,
Reese is one of them, and you just look at him and you're like, Jesus. And obviously, you got Bullet as well coming in. But yeah, man, that whole Reese manager assistant kind of dude, that just screams old school. That just screams entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
And you just sat there, man, and you're just watching it, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So you're just waiting for the penny to drop, and then at some point, that man is just getting slammed on his head at some point.
That's it. Well, at Second Reign, Blue Pain or Redacted actually got hold of Wimbo, tombstoned him, chokeslammed him. It's just, I shouldn't have laughed. I was laughing so hard. I should not have laughed. Poor Wimbo. And the next time we seen Wimbo, he had a neck brace on. But, yeah, they're a funny pair, them two. I just hope Yeston knows what he's doing, like entrusting his career into the hands of James Roach and Roach Industries, because I certainly wouldn't do that. That's
it, man. It's a journey, and the fans get to enjoy it. The fans get to watch it. And at the end of the day, man, I remembered it wasn't the Ian Skinner thing. I wanted to make a reference that somebody said to me a while ago that's kind of stuck, but I think it's so true. But it's a really good way of looking at stuff. Like you're on about SovPro, 15 months in the business. You talk about all these other promotions. A wise man called Hardman Dan once told me a while ago that, he's become a wrestler. He's learning to be a wrestler. He's getting booked on shows. You look at guys like Randy Orton. You look at guys like Paul Heyman, Daniel. Any promoter in your case, you're all on the same ladder. Yeah, they're slightly higher up.
Yeah,
but it's the same fucking ladder, man.
Yeah, it's true. That is so true, man. It is the same ladder, and you're gonna go up it and you're gonna go down it numerous times, man. A lot of people have the misconception, and this is something I can tell you. And when I say this, you can look it up. This is all public. Like I have literally been sat on my couch watching Raw when Raw was on Fridays, to being phoned by Deadmau5. Didn't know who Deadmau5 was at the time. Multi-million super producer. What you doing? I'm chilling. All right, get on the plane. I'll fly you to Canada. Then I'm flown to Canada. I'm recording with Deadmau5. I'm with Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. I'm getting introduced to Jay-Z. I'm with Drake. I'm this and I'm right at the top. I'm doing this and that. And I come back down. And I went back up and I come back down. I went back up, and my career went up and down, up and down, up and down. And that's what it's like. Like, you know, you see a lot of promoters, you see a lot of wrestlers, you see a lot of people get discouraged when business is down or when whatever's going on. But we're all on this, like that you're saying there, we're all on the same ladder. And you're going to go up, you're going to go down. And it's been amazing for SovPro. Like, we've been on the up from the start, man. We're always ready for any downs and all that, and we always know at the end of the day we'll always still we'll come out of there and we'll go all the way up, which is the same with every company in the UK, man. Like, I just see so much going on for the scene. But that's such a good saying. We are all on the same ladder, man. We really are. So be nice to the people above and below.
Exactly. That's you sharing the same ladder. You know, reinforce it, make it stronger.
Do a swan through a tape. Do a swanton off it through a tape.
Dude, I've just got the time. Right. My closing comment is just obviously the ECW thing. You know, if I ever do make it to a SovPro show, which I will do hopefully one day, you know, soon, I've got to get over. It's just obviously responsibilities here, parenthood and stuff. But I'm bringing a straw hat. You know, I want to be the straw hat guy in this SovPro crowd.
Yeah. That would be amazing. And like, yeah, when you do manage to get the free time, please, my guest, not a charge, nothing, come up in however you want to get involved creatively with speaking to the guys backstage or anything like that. I'm sure there's something awesome we could do at the shows and stuff like that, man. It would be amazing to get you to speak to some of the guys and stuff like that. So that would be great. It would be great to see you there and whoever you want to bring up and stuff like that. And I will get to a True Grit show at some time. I've heard nothing but good stuff. True Grit's a place I've not been to yet, so I will 100% get down there and have a watch, man. I'm due to go to North as well soon as well. So I am going to this year, a lot of the SovPro owners and staff are going to be at a lot more of the indie stuff, a lot more of the shows just to get involved and meet people, put names to faces and stuff like that, and just integrate more. So you'll see us about.
Well, you come over to True Grit. Yeah, there's a certain Bobby Cash who I believe is a GPW alumni as well. So, you know, you got faces, and obviously, you know, I'll get you a drink and just say hi, shake your hand, and just say,
yeah. First, I'll get you a drink as well, man. Because listen, we've got to thank you anyway. The whole scene has to thank you for that. To you, it was just a little fun to do a poll and stuff like that, but you definitely put a lot of smiles on faces, man, and incentivized a lot of people both ways. People who didn't make the poll are going to make sure they get in there next year and work their ass off to get there next year and get recognized. And then the people that did make the polls and stuff, they should just, whether it's a wrestling company, you know, a broadcaster, a wrestler or something, they should just be super proud. And it just, you know, it shows where they're going, man. And so for you to take time out to do that, just amazing, man. So we appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dude. It's been an absolute blast. Plug your socials, dude. Let people know where they can come see you. Obviously, I'll put the links in the description and stuff as well. So
yeah. So Twitter or X at SovPro, SovPro. Instagram Sovereign Pro Wrestling, YouTube Sovereign Pro Wrestling. And then just me, Shotty Horroh, SHOTTY HORROH, and just tap in. If you've not been to a SovPro show yet, we can't wait to see you. And if you have been, thank you very much, and we can't wait to see you again. And work the left side. You are watching. Work the left side. So subscribe, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, and all that goodness.
Dude, I don't even need to say it. Thank you so much. I'm just going to edit that. And that is going to be it now. Every episode, I'm just going to copy you into every episode, just saying that at the end. That's it. Botch. Saves me from stuff. I'm always happy when I don't have to say stuff, so that's crazy. As the man says, you know, he knows what he's talking about. And thank you for watching. Obviously, keep your eyes peeled. We've got ZZ and Sean Only coming next week. And a load more stuff coming up. So thank you. And we'll speak to you soon. See you in a bit.